Hello, welcome to chapter 21 of The Way of the Superior Man. Stay with her intensity to a point. When a woman gets emotionally intense, a mediocre man wants to calm her down and discuss it, or leave and come back later when she is sane. A superior man penetrates her mood with imperturbable love and unwavering consciousness. If she still refuses to live more fully in love, after a time, he lets her go. I really like how he puts sane in quotations because a highly feminine woman is a very emotional woman, and uh, to a masculine man, that is always going to be insane. Um, but a superior man will recognize that that is the way of the feminine and not try to change her or turn her into a man, but instead work with what she's doing, roll with her punches, and penetrate her with love so that the polarity and intimacy of their connection is maintained. I also like how the man is giving his fullest gift, and if the woman refuses to receive it, after a time, he recognizes that maybe there's someone else that's a better recipient of his gift that he can serve to the world better with another partner. So it's not saying we should gift unconditionally per se and just give and give to the same black hole. If after a certain amount of time the woman refuses to open, even if you are giving your truest gift, then she may not be the right partner. But it's difficult, right? When a woman is emotionally intense, that's a little scary to the masculine because it's like, why is she doing that? Why is she so upset? And why is it that everything I say or do seems to be making it worse instead of better? Um, and so this is where the practice is, right? It may be easy to be like, okay, I'm leaving and I'm going to come back when you calm down. But that destroys the intimacy, that destroys the love, that crushes your woman's heart. Um, it's really brawling with the tigress, going into the fray where the masculine can learn the most and also where the feminine can feel the most loved. And in order to do that, to order to walk into that storm, the masculine has to be rooted deep into his core. He has to be connected to his purpose, connected to love, connected to consciousness. Only then can he truly weather the storm without taking it personally. A lot of men take their woman's emotions personally. It's like, oh, she's upset. It's my fault. Okay, I gotta fix it. Otherwise, I'm a bad person. Um, but we know that instead we should try to just encourage it, let it out. I'm here for you. And just penetrate her with love. If you are like most men, you probably aren't too fond of feminine bad moods and hysterical emotions. You may find yourself wondering, why is she so complicated? What's her problem? You may find yourself saying, just calm down and take it easy. The feminine bad mood is so foreign and dark to you that you may actually find it somewhat repulsive. And when your woman really goes wild, a part of you is afraid of the damage she might do. Her emotions are so much more wild and less predictable than yours that you'd rather not be around them. Uh, just from a woman's perspective, if I'm emotional and my masculine partner tells me just calm down and take it easy, that is only going to make me feel angry. Or even if a woman might respond like kind of calm to that, I feel like deep down she would be boiling inside. Like, I that is not a sentence to say at all, because that's expecting a woman to be a man. Um, it's like a woman telling a man like, um, you know, you've got to like you got to come watch this romance movie with me. And when she's crying and you're not crying, she's like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you crying? Right? It's like it just The two polarities are very different. We must respect and appreciate each other's differences. Basically, most men are afraid of or disgusted by feminine emotions. That's why you try to fix them or escape from them. I'll come back later when you can act like a reasonable human being, you might say. Oh, that's a dangerous thing to say. And actually, the first thought that crossed my mind is, that's a weak man. Like, that's a man that's running away from a problem, hoping that it would go away. Because a true gift of a woman is the feminine bliss is being able to surrender and fully feel her feelings. And if the man can't provide that for her, that's not going to reach the true depth of intimacy that both of them crave. You're settling for something more superficial, settling for something less fulfilling. One of the deepest feminine pleasures is when a man stands full, present, and unreactive in the midst of his woman's emotional storms. When he stays present with her and loves her through the layers of wildness and closure, then she feels his trustability and she can relax. This is where the polarity is. Opposites attract. The more wild the woman gets, the more attracted she is to a man that's like completely calm in the midst of her storm. But it's very easy to get sucked in. Very easy to get sucked into your partner's moods. Um, and then once you're there, taking things personally, um, you're no longer able to be objective. And then you kind of start to close down. Why are they acting like this? Why they got to be like this? Or you're already closing yourself. You're not able to give as much love. But when you're rooted in your core, rooted in consciousness, you can kind of be detached. It's in the book Wild Nights by David Deida, where you're in the room, right? We are in the moment with her, but you're also out of the room because your awareness is infinite. It's watching what you're doing, but it's not necessarily you, right? Um, and so you're in the room and you're outside the room, and that's what allows you to recognize that yes, this is me, and my I'm here to give as much love as I can. And then you don't and then when you realize that, then you're not sucked into the emotional storm where you're dealing with your own traumas and triggers and closed down. The way you relate to your woman's chaos reflects the way you react to the chaos of the world. If you are the kind of man who needs everything placed neatly in its nice little box, then you will also try to box your woman's emotions. If you are the kind of man who would rather hire other people to take care of the chaos in your attic or the chaos of your finances, you would probably also rather leave it to someone else to take care of the chaos of your woman. It's a very profound paragraph. A lot of men might be like, you know, I'm just gonna focus on my career, you know, I'm if my woman's upset, she's upset. But these are all linked. If you the how you penetrate your woman with love is exactly how you penetrate the world with love. How you give your gift to your woman is how you give your gift in the world. Can't separate the two. The world is very feminine, right? The world is chaotic and unpredictable, just like your woman. How you handle your woman's moods is how you're going to handle the challenges that life gives you. Okay, just let me see if any notes here. You can, however, train yourself to master the world, financially, creatively, spiritually, by learning how to be free and loving in the chaos of your woman's emotions. And you do so by standing your ground and loving so strongly that only love prevails. You can't quit when you seem to fail, but rather you must learn from your failures and return to love. Give your gift, like wrestling a steer or surfing ocean waves. Mastery involves blending with your woman's powerful energy and feeling the rise and fall of the moment without lapsing in presence for a second. She feels your lapse in presence, that's when the monster will come out. That's why relationships, intimate relationships, are such wonderful training grounds, not only for the consciousness for the masculine, but also for the feminine's capacity to stay open in love. Um, Feminine represents chaos, masculine represents order. Naturally, chaos is foreign to the masculine, and he wants to try to put it in a neat little box. But chaos of the world cannot be put into a neat little box. The feminine, or life, you can consider the two interchangeable, is the ocean, right? There's always going to be big waves, it's always going to be unpredictable. Masculine is the boat on the ocean with a clear direction. If you truly want to experience the power of the ocean and allow the ocean to bring you to places that you've never thought possible, you need to learn to surf those waves. If you try to put in a neat little box, sure, it'll be easy. There will be no big hurricanes or anything, but you're stuck in the swimming pool all your life. You're never going to be able to travel to cool new places. You're going to get stamped on by the steer. You're going to get swamped by the ocean, and you're going to get hurt by your woman. This is how you learn. You get up, dust yourself off, swim to shore, and turn and face your woman again. The only options are fear or mastery. You can quit, you can choose small steer and tiny waves, you can wait for your woman to calm down, you can even threaten her. Or you can take the moment as a challenge to your ability to conquer the world and your woman with love. Ooh, so this I find very powerful. Only options when you're facing problems in life: fear or mastery. Now, are you going to choose small problems, run away from difficult decisions, run away from discomfort, or see it as a challenge to master? And this also requires being rooted in your purpose and consciousness. Otherwise, we don't have the courage or resilience to face these problems. The smallest thing can knock us down if we're not connected to that strong core. And this reminds me of the book by Nassim Taleb, which is Anti-Fragile. Fragile are things that break under stress. So these are kind of the mediocre men. Right? The woman freaks out, and then he freaks out because he's like, oh no, why is she doing like that? No, you can't be like that. I'm gonna leave. And then there's anti-fragile, which is they get stronger with stress. This is more the superior man. It's like, oh, you know, here's a big storm. So think of it like a surfer, right? Ooh, look at that wave. Okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to surf it, ride it. Instead of running away, be like, okay, I'm gonna wait till the baby waves come. It's a very different mindset. Fear or mastery. It's only men who can truly embrace and handle adversity and challenge that are the most trustable. Men who live under fear, it's very hard to trust a guy like that. It's very hard to respect a guy like that as well. But in order to face that adversity, he needs that deep sense of security in himself with his purpose, and the ability to connect with his consciousness to realize that life is a wonderful game and I don't need to be too attached to anything. As well, some deep self-awareness. Right? A lot of times I've met lots of guys in the past that were like, it's not because I'm scared that I'm choosing this certain career that's not a good fit for them. It's because, and then they list all these excuses because they're not connected to themselves. There's no self-awareness. So we need self-awareness to know, yes, I am currently afraid. And then we need that security. It's like, but this is my purpose. And I know that at my core, I am consciousness and love to give us the courage to persist past that fear. Keep your breath full. Keep your body strong. Keep your attention present. No matter what your woman says or does, give her love. Press your belly into her. Smile. Scream and then lick her face. Do whatever it takes to crack the shell of her closure. Get your love inside that crack and touch her heart. Learn to enjoy her anger, her tears, her silent hardness. The world will give you the same at times. Right? The feminine is a wonderful training ground for life. The world will give you the same things, right? There's going to be tantrums, there's going to be grief, there's going to be times where it seems like God's ignoring your cries for help. If you can navigate these with your woman, if you can master that, the world, you know, it'll be a piece of cake. Not so much, maybe that's an exaggeration, but they require the same skill set. And true freedom is not freedom from the storms. Otherwise, we're just going to be living in a bubble. True freedom is freedom to love and to direct your ship despite the storm. So it's freedom in the storm. That's true freedom. Okay. The game of life is to find each situation workable, to transform each occasion through the magnification of love, to give your fullest gift in every moment, and to have no attachments to the outcome, knowing it's all going to rise and fall and rise again. To me, this paragraph is everything. Right? I love the phrase that life is a game. When you recognize that you, deep down at your core, is consciousness or is divine love, you realize that this external body, this mind, your external surroundings, these are all quite trivial. And so why not have fun with it? Why not learn as much as we can, give as much love we can give in this lifetime? Because isn't that the game that we all want to play? Like, how much love can I give in this lifetime? Or how much impact can I make in this world in this lifetime? Um, and when we're not attached to the outcome, when we realize that we are already free without having to do anything extra, then we can be objective. That we're not sucked into these emotional storms. We can stand outside the storm, I see the storm, and give our love into the storm. And I was reading this morning, and this paragraph was exactly what I needed because I was stressed out thinking about an emotional situation, thinking about, how there's no solution. I couldn't find a solution. I was getting stressed out, but reading this paragraph reminded me, oh, this is just a game. It's always about how can I give the most love? And when we switch to that mindset, every situation becomes workable. Because in every situation we are already free and we can always give our love in any situation. Okay, I have a bunch of notes here that I forgot to mention. Staying strong in love, right? Keep your body strong. Staying strong in love when your woman is freaking out, maybe yelling at you, screaming at you, being mad at you, that's one of the hardest things to do. Because us as humans have this deep need to feel loved, and we need to be connected to that root, that purpose of consciousness, in order to not take that kind of emotions personally and give love despite it. This is a practice that could take a lifetime. It's very difficult, but it's what sets the superior man, above the rest. And it's difficult, but it's extremely valuable because the first person that practice helps is yourself. When you are feeling like strong and loving instead of closed down and hurt, you're in a much higher state of mind. And once you're in a much higher state of mind, you now make decisions from that place of being, and that changes the whole course of the rest of your life. Okay. Um, I'm going to go back to this fear or mastery part because there's just so much to unpack there. Right? It's easy to say, that that woman's crazy. I don't want to deal with that. Um, this shit's too hard. I'm just gonna go sit down, watch TV, crack a beer, and that's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's time and place for that. But at the end of the day, avoiding discomfort is mediocrity because it's easy. Easy choices, hard life. Hard choices, easy life. It's when we do the hard things, when we purposely go face challenges, put ourselves in uncomfortable situations, that's that's when we can truly develop ourselves because no one else wants to do that, and that's what's going to set us apart from the rest. Okay. Another part I want to mention, I think it's really important, is keep your breath full. Breath is everything. In the practice of being strong in love, breath is so important. I know that when I can feel my body shutting down, and actually, before I even get into that, the practice of the awareness of even just feeling my body start to shut down, that could be years of practice of developing self awareness. It took me years of meditation to be in tune with how my body's feeling so I could catch myself that much quicker. Because the farther I go down the rabbit hole, the harder it is. So the faster I can catch myself, faster I can go into breathing, deep breathing, relaxing my physical body, and remembering love. And then that helps me remember, okay, this is a game. This is cool. I got this. Um, and I can keep playing. Okay. And I realized I forgot to read the last line here. You have mastered woman and the world when no desire either to avoid or attain sways your loving or limits your freedom. And this is the the way of the superior man. The superior man is completely free in every moment, despite the storms of the world or his woman. And because he's free in spite of the storm. He's not bound up in like, oh, she's doing this because I'm not good enough, or like, uh, this is getting upset. Uh, because he's free, right? He recognizes, this is where I choose to be, um, and I'm going to give my fullest gift. He's free in his emotions, right? He's not tied up in closure. So that releases so much energy that he can now use as a gift, whether to woman if he chooses to have a woman in his life, or to the world, depending on his mission and purpose. And I think this is a really great chapter. And I'm sorry for jumping back and forth a lot. There's just so much goodness to unpack, and I just forget to go into detail in every paragraph and go back and talk about it again because this is such a juicy chapter. If I have a takeaway from this chapter to share from the whole chapter, I would say true freedom is not freedom from the storm. It's not having a perfectly tame woman. True freedom is being able to have know where your ship is going and just surf those waves, knowing that this is part of the journey, it's part of the fun, and all I'm gonna do is just give love in this lifetime. The biggest thing is don't be afraid to run into the storm, run into the wave, and fail. Because this stuff is difficult. You are going to fail. but it's worth it, right? This practice is really going to set you above others. And is it really failing if you are trying your best and to give your gift? I don't think so. As long as we've tried our best, we've given our fullest, doesn't matter what the outcome is. We've already done everything we can and we've lived life to the fullest. So thank you for listening. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Bye.